The game is rigged because you have to be rich to mess with a broke chick. I'm going to say that the whole 2021. You have to be this high value guy, this guy that's just so cold to mess with a girl that's a 5 or a 6. And maybe she will give you the guts.
Stop touching me! Stop touching me!
Get away from me!
Yeah, exactly!
Get away from me!
Stop touching me!
Stop scratching!
Stop attacking!
How we live in a world that makes fun of guys who cry, but 80% of suicides are guys.
Okay, this one's for dudes. And this is a perfect example why feminism is beneficial for men. All of you think feminism is hating men. It's not. It's about taking down patriarchy and its oppressive norms. Even though men are the ones who benefit from patriarchy the most, they're still victimized to an extent. You can think of it as misogyny being a two-way street. Patriarchy tells men they shouldn't be vulnerable or show emotions. It uses misogyny to label those things as feminine things. So when men get vulnerable or emotional, they're criticized, made fun of, told to be a man, not to act like a woman. That's toxic as fuck for men. Because men end up bottling up their emotions. They have nowhere to seek help for. And they don't know how to deal with these emotions. Patriarchy oppresses all of us. Some more than others, yes. But all of us. So men needs to be a feminist also for their own sake.
When a woman wants to marry a man who's uglier than she is, she's doing it because she wants power and control. Because she knows that this man
she's not really in love with him.
That's right. She wants a man who's going to do double backflips over her so she can keep him under control, so then she can cheat on him and get her sex with the hot men outside the home, Laura.
Mark, we have to do a whole hour on this topic with you.
I'd love to, Laura. Tune into my radio show tomorrow, Laura.
I get running out of time, but Peter, I just want to get one final thought from you. Are there words that are used to describe men that offend you?
Not particularly, and if there are some I don't like, I certainly wouldn't want them banned, but it always goes back to that old adage, sticks and stones may break my bones, but there will always be something to offend a feminist.
Peter Lloyd.
No, that's just obnoxious.
Peter Lloyd,
you have to give me a chance. That is ridiculous. No, hang on, I won't do your show again if you don't let me respond to that.
Have a word. Come
on, that's ridiculous. I mean, first of all, to allow somebody on there to...
What's something you'll get a lot of hate for if you say it out loud?
Well, first off, I don't give a damn if it get a lot of hate. Shit, cancel me, I don't give a damn. I noticed that people are starting to finally catch on to how masculine the women are nowadays and shit like that. My brothers, it's glad that y'all catching on and shit, but let me explain something to y'all. I want y'all to understand that feminine men attract masculine women. Masculine men attract feminine women. You have some women that are going to be masculine regardless. You want to know what's my solution to that? Don't fucking date them. But at the same time, you can't be feminine and expect to attract a feminine woman. So if all you attract is masculine women, maybe you should look in the mirror.
I was buying pineapple juice today, and this guy that was shopping near me just looked at me and said, "Got a date night today, huh?" You thought it was a good idea to say that to me, huh? I'm a fucking psycho, bitch, I'll fight you. But he did that anyways. And then he proceeded to fucking look at me and waiting for an answer. He was waiting for an answer. If you haven't already got that, I'm gonna say it for the douchebags in the back. It's just pineapple juice, bitch. It's pineapple juice. It's just pineapple juice. It's good. That's why you buy it. Men will sexualize everything. Like everything. Stop it. Get some help. Y'all are sick. Sending love to all my women though.
Around the home and getting more action in the bedroom as a result. A new study shows men not only doing much more housework, but spending far more time taking care of their kids. Well, my next guest says these guys, nothing but wimps. Who else? He is who else but Mark Rudolph. You knew it already. Lise Wheel says Mark should stop the whining and pick up a mop. Okay, what's your grief this week, Mark?
It's very simple, Terry. Sex is a requirement, not a reward. Men who do chores to purchase sex are pathetic wimps. Any woman who's complaining that her man doesn't help around the house is the one who's at fault. Either she said, "I do at the altar and I don't in the bedroom," or she married a lazy slob and expected him to become Mr. Belvedere.
as you start to unplug, as you swallow the red pill, as you become aware of female nature, a lot of hate will start to come your way from women who want you to follow and believe in the feminine imperative, as well as different men who are backing these different women up. Common things that these different individuals will use and say as shaming tactics are as follows. Who hurt you? Not all women are like that. It goes both ways. You're a misogynist, you're bitter, you're going to die alone, you're an incel, and the list goes on and on. After doing these different things, these different individuals will then start to attack you using personal insults unrelated to the topic being discussed. It's there for everyone to see. Go to my TikTok, go to my different videos, go to the comment section. You'll see men and women pressed, attacking me using personal insults, never trying to debate the topic being discussed. It's all good. I've come to accept it. I understand why they're doing that. And if you guys want to know why these different individuals are doing these different things, I highly recommend reading The Rational Male by Rollo Tomasi, as well as Greg Adams' different books. Men, do not let these different shaming tactics throw you off. The objective truth is the objective truth. Men, take note.
So this is why I have a problem with the predator label, because they were willing participants in the dynamic. R. Kelly was having other people find and vet girls for him. And that's when it got out of control. This is the reason that I never got caught, because I never brought anyone else into my circus, so to speak. I could have been a predator. And even though I have a similar appetite to R. Kelly, I like young women. I ain't ashamed at it at all. She was willing, she wanted it, and here we come to R. Kelly. And I'm going to try to explain this appetite to you guys who don't have this appetite, because the normal man doesn't have this appetite.
Number one fear of men, rejection.
The number one fear for women is men. So maybe if she's setting a boundary that she doesn't want to be approached at gas stations by complete strangers and asked her contact information, we respect that. We respect people's boundaries. Let me say it again for all you red pill fucking fanatics. We respect people's boundaries.
Whoa. Did you just say breasts to her?
Yeah, broccoli and chicken breast.
She asked a simple, innocent question and you bring up breasts immediately. Whip yourself.
No.
Whip thyself. Ah! I knew that you were toxic from the moment that I saw you. You think I'm afraid to get whipped by this thing? You really think these little whips hurt me? It's nothing compared to the pain that a woman feels during childbirth.
I've never given birth and I don't plan on it anytime soon.
Okay, well, when you're ready. Look, under your own volition, if you chose to start a family with me, I would let you have a separate boyfriend. If you wanted to have him impregnate you, I would be the husband. He would be the boyfriend. You could do whatever you want. It's called freedom. Something you know nothing about.
I don't want to be in a relationship with you, ever.
I just want you to know, I think that you're so brave and courageous for putting up with this piece of S men that are surrounding you, enveloping you, telling you how to feel.
She doesn't feel offended at all by us.
Invalidating her feelings!
You're actually invalidating mine by talking over me and interrupting our conversation.
Wait a minute, you're right. I'm sorry. Please whip me.
Do it.
I will do anything to
I
be
literally
whipped.
don't.
Please.
Do it. What the fuck?
These are the type
Why?
of men that probably complain about being pussy whipped. I would die to be pussy whipped.
You look like a lesbian Harry Potter.
Yeah, Terry Potter. When a woman puts her Cash App or her Venmo or her PayPal in her Instagram bio, I donate every time.
You don't have to.
Yes, I do. Because women make 25 cents less on the dollar than men do.
Really?
I pee sitting down because peeing standing up is oppressive.
Like, who's that affecting? No one's even seeing it. Hopefully.
Wait, you don't like this? You're telling me that you like toxic masculinity?
I don't understand.
I could free you from the shackles of toxic masculinity and shackle you up in my house. And we could do some dom stuff. It would be awesome. You could hurt me. I would let you abuse.
Stop.
Oh my God.
No.
I am a feminist. I support sex work every day.
You don't need to do that.
Why do you pick guys like this?
It's my type, I don't know.
Your breath really smells like milk.
I'm the real deal. This is what a male feminist looks like, okay? And if you're gonna just stay gaslit by these men and just let them corrupt your mind, just giving you more and more PTSD every single day, then so be it. But I'll be over there abusing myself, punishing myself, whipping myself, waiting for the day for you to come to your senses. I hate when men tell women how to think. You have no idea what you're doing and you can't think for yourself. You're wrong about everything.
You just invalidated my feelings for 5 minutes. Oh, someone just betting on me. $100.
Oh, sick.
Or you just stop assaulting and murdering us.
You say that like men have control over what the fuck happens to you outside of your house. Just because men are the ones that usually, you know, cause the most violent crimes doesn't mean that we're all responsible. We can't stop you from getting murdered or assaulted on the outside world. And again, if you are that scared, there are ways of defending yourself against people. Not only that, but women are just as likely to come and kill you, just as much as men are. Hell, men are just as in danger as you are when we go outside at night. I know for a fact I've been mugged and assaulted outside at night myself multiple times and almost killed because of it. Again, just know how to properly defend yourself and do not blame men for your issues because, well, men aren't responsible for that at all in any way, shape, and
one of the most important things for women is understanding that even though you're the queen, you're still the king's wife. Your value is in the ability to keep a high value man. I'm sorry that you don't like that, but that's how the world looks at it. And again, I deal in reality. You can be an accomplished woman, but if you're 40, unmarried, no children, the world looks at you as something's wrong. You are judged heavily on the caliber of man you can keep, not get, not deal with, but keep.
Toxic masculinity is not the argument that men are being toxic just by simply being men. It is a critique of the way men are expected to adhere to certain gender roles within society at large that fit within a traditionalist framework that forces men to be powerful and dominant, which forces men to limit their emotional range down to faux stoicism and anger.
What people need to understand is this propaganda is so dangerous, not because they're just telling lies, but they're attempting to control the narrative, which is an attempt to control your mind. And that's what's dangerous. Whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, that should seriously concern you because this is what they do to control the minds of millions of people. And it's allowed on a daily basis. And it's like, it's encouraged. And why don't people take issue with this, that people are trying to control your mind?
It's so sad because I don't know any progressive. I know a lot of progressives and not one of them knows that one of the victims of Kyle was a pedophile. They all think it was an innocent black BLM protester
who raped the kid. It's not like he had attractions.
Five kids, and he was an underage boy during this, battle with him. So it messes with people so badly. I know so many people that have no information about the case but have an opinion completely made up. It's
Wasn't
sad.
the other guy, didn't he get all his charges dismissed on previous
6
cases?
days before.
Yeah.
6 days
he
before
just
he had
left
a
prison.
DUI charge dropped, but he was a career criminal. I mean, he went down for domestic abuse, prowling, trespassing, 2 DUIs, felony burglary, 2 counts of carrying a firearm while intoxicated.
Bro, this is
so,
cult shit.
Yeah. Yep.
We're in a cult. This is a cult.
Tell us, Joe.
We're in a cult.
Tell us, Joe.
Joe Rogan.
Speak to us, leader.
How does the Kool-Aid taste?
Shut up, Dr. Joe.
How's the Kool-Aid?
No, we are in a cult. Joe, start over.
This information is not based on reality. This is a left-wing cult, and they're pumping stuff out, and then they're confirming this belief. They're all getting together, and they're ignoring contrary evidence.
Yes.
They're ignoring any narrative that challenges their belief about what happened, and they're not looking at it realistically. They're only looking at it like you would look at it if you're in a fucking cult.
So if you haven't already seen it, Jordan Peterson was on the Roommates podcast about a month ago. I definitely thought this was worth sharing, especially considering that many in the red pill or manosphere community have sought to equate their thinking with the thinking of Jordan Peterson. And it would seem, based on his responses in this interview, that he is not quite so in alignment.
A lot of young men have been sharing with me, and I'm not sure how much you've heard of it or experienced it. They've been sharing that, that they feel as though the average woman has no desire for the average male, and that because of things like social media, online dating, things along those lines, as well as just some of the female empowerment, where a lot of women have this is what they say, an elevated sense of self, that now they feel like they're above a lot of these average male.
I would say to young men who are irritated at women is, if you're irritated at women, as a class of creature, there's something wrong with you, because they're right. You're wrong. They're right to not pick you. If they're not picking you, it's because they're right.
Wow.
Now, what do you expect from women? If you got pregnant because you had sex, you'd be pretty damn choosy too. So, clue in a bit. And then, well, don't they find you attractive? Well, maybe you're not. You cannot be angry at women. It's stupid. Women, it's like women being angry at men. It's a sign of psychological trouble, that. I'm not saying that this is easy, but I'm saying that it's a useful reaction. Like, what else are you going to do? What else are you going to do? Complain about women? You have to particularize your problem. Why can't men find women to date? That's not your problem. Your problem is why you can't find the woman you want. Yeah. And you have to assume that's your problem, because otherwise you have to assume that it's the women's problem. And really? They're all wrong and you're right. Really? Lucky you. Maybe you are. You're an undiscovered gem of some sort. Probably not. At a communal level, but fundamentally, it's like, and you do so much less harm if you look to yourself first as the problem. But then believe me, you're plenty of problem for you. You're all the problem you need for you. That's for sure.
I think it's important that we create room for us to share our opinions and interpretations. I don't think things always need to be this polarized. I think we need to be able to disagree with one another or have differing viewpoints, but still be able to have respectful conversation and possibly even enlighten one another.
To the men that say big boobs don't count if you're fat, neither does a dick.
Shut up, bitch!
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Where they be exposing themselves.
It spreads faster, and it is in many cases reported to be much more serious in terms of its impact. And the vaccine will protect you from it. And here's how I know. Virtually every person who is in the hospital sick with COVID-19 right now is vaccinated.
Bruh.
I'm gonna repeat that.
What's an opinion you have that might piss some people off?
This has nothing to do with someone's gender or biological sex. It is a legal issue, not a gender or biological sex issue.
Nobody can dispute the fact that we need, oh yeah,